Hi, and welcome back to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathryn. Thank you for being here, and I really appreciate you all. I wanted to revisit the Dustin McKissen saga one more time because there's been a little update, and I would love to share it with you because I think it's a really important update. Dustin's brother has released a statement on the Facebook group, the McKissin Family Mysteries Facebook group that I've been following. It's a great group, everyone, by the way. Awesome people in there. It's a lot of fun. I hope the group stays around. So, sorry, I think my dog is going to join us right now. I want to read Cody McKissen's statement because it feels very heartfelt, very genuine, and very truthful, unlike Dustin's. He posts this today, June 10th, 2022, only a couple hours ago from when I'm recording this. For those of you who don't know, I am Dave and Peggy McKissen's youngest son. I am 2 years younger than Dusty, or Dustin. I remain silent on all of these groups and posts for safety concerns for my wife, my family members, and myself. Not from any fear of our father, but a fear of Dustin himself. Please realize that by making this post, it is my opinion that I am placing myself in grave danger from Dustin. Enough so that my local police departments have been notified of the situation and the concern involved. Only one person in my 39 years on this planet has led me to the level of fear to have security systems and cameras placed on my home. But enough is enough, and the truth needs to be told. For those of you who choose to continue to believe the outlandish tales being told, I am sorry that this statement has not brought you to a place of reason. I remember pretty much every moment of our childhood going back to 1987. I was 4 years old and went to Head Start preschool in Hayburn, Idaho. We were happy kids and our parents were loving and supportive. Maybe not perfect, but whose parents are. We went to church with my step-grandpa, Dub, who we affectionately called Grandpa Sticky Paws. There are pictures of this happy family at the Baptist Church in Rupert, Idaho. Our mom was always willing to sacrifice her own needs to make sure our needs, our hobbies, and our interests were supported, even in times of financial hardship. Both our mothers and father were loving and taught us to be good people. We were taught to take care of each other and love each other. My brother is correct that we moved a lot in the late 80s, but those moves were all a result of trying to make our lives better. Moving does not make you a criminal or a horrible person. If this were true, Dustin himself has moved his family to 4 different states in the last 3 years: Missouri, Washington, New Mexico, and Utah. We had great times in these different places we lived in. In Paradise, Utah, in 1989, we had a great time as kids playing with our pet rabbit in the barn behind the house, swimming in the river, frequent trips to the town general store for loads of penny candy, and the funny time that we and our friend Jeremy got in trouble for stealing fish from the fish hatchery. None of us knew what a hatchery was. LOL, just thought that the river was booming with fish. I can tell a million of these stories of fun and good times. I can also tell stories of bullying and cruelty towards me from Dustin. I have never once experienced, nor did I ever see a time that either of our parents were anything but loving and supportive to either Dustin or myself. Even when my dad and Dustin did not see eye to eye when Dustin was a teenager, I believe everything my father said to him was just trying to give him advice from someone older and wiser in the ways of the world. Our parents did have financial problems that largely contributed to their ugly separation in 2000. They both had troubles in the years after that from depression, addiction, and poor health. But never once did they deliberately take their issues with each other out on either Dustin or myself. Sadly, these issues mounted for my mother mainly health-wise, and she passed in April of 2014. Dustin likes to say it was a suicide, but there has never been any confirmation that it was in fact a suicide. She had a 20-year battle with multiple types of cancer, and shortly before her death, she found out that her cancer had returned, in addition to an extreme case of osteoporosis. But until the end, my mom was kind and caring and a friend to so many people that she touched in her life. I miss going to the movies and food court with her. If I only could get one more of those Sunday afternoons. As far as my father, I didn't see him in person that often after he and our mom separated. But despite the miles, we always kept in touch, talking for hours a day on the phone over the years. We knew what was going on in each other's lives, and we were open ear for ideas or tech help. He was so proud of me learning to weld and build my first magazine featured car. My wife and I spent 8 weeks with him in the desert when I had a break from a ski hotel I worked at. I would never be afraid for anyone I know to be around him. I have always introduced him to my friends proudly. He is a bit of an oddball, absolutely, but I am sure there are people out there who think each and every one of us is a little weird. This investigation into our dad and complete destruction of our family and so many relationships with which I have lost and will probably never be able to repair have been 100% fabricated by Dustin, using his ability to manipulate those around him. He is a talented and educated writer, and these skills have been useful to this public massacre of our family. Each and every one of the claims he has made, and there has been a lot, can be easily refuted by those of us there at the time or simply by math and timelines. If Dustin has truly forgotten his entire childhood, making up a grandiose and violent past is harmful to all of us. Dustin is clearly suffering from a serious case of confabulation at the very least. Confabulation is the creation of false memories in the absence of intentions of deception. Individuals who confabulate have no recognition that the information being relayed to others is fabricated. When any of us have tried to push back against these claims, Dustin has met them with intense threats of violence and verbal torture. No contact court orders have been placed against Dustin as a result of some of these actions. I am sure that Dustin will make posts trying to discredit me. I am fine with that. I know the truth, and you would all do yourselves a public service by not following or encouraging his quest for fame and recognition at the expense of our family. If you hear his audio recordings and see his screenshots of information, realize that they have either been a product of manipulated false information or clever editing. This is my statement, and I refuse to let this fallacy dominate my life, and I honestly have better things to do than respond to comments and messages, so save your time. Rather than being consumed by tall tales, take a friend out for a burger or a drink. Buy someone in need a meal. Tell someone you love them. We all need to hear it sometimes. If you are struggling with mental health or having suicidal thoughts, please seek help. Contact the National Suicide Prevention at 800-273-8255. Sincerely, Cody McKissin. So that was very awesome of him to do that and to release that statement. I think that shows his character. I realize this probably is something he didn't want to do. He doesn't want to deal with this craziness. And if I have one thing to say to Dustin's immediate family, like his wife, Megan, I think he needs some serious therapy and help. This is destructive. It is like the two of them have, and I know I do not have a good French pronunciation of folie à deux. What a folie à deux is a shared psychosis. Let me read you the definition. Shared psychotic disorder is a rare disorder characterized by sharing a delusion among two or more people in a close relationship. The inducer, primary, who has a psychotic disorder with delusions influence. The inducer, primary, who has a inducer, primary, who has a psychotic disorder with delusions influences another non-psychotic individual or more, induced secondary, based on a delusional belief. I mean, I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but it really appears to me that that could be what's going on here. I mean, what else? If this is all delusional and fabricated, and she's been with him since, I think they said they got married in 17 years, 2004, something like that. then she really needs to sort of wake up herself and get him the help he needs. That I'm sure you would all agree. So in the end, this is actually really, really sad. I think the reason why Cody points out that he remembers their childhood is because Dusty is making claim that he is a twin and that he was held in captivity, Dusty, until he was 8 years old. Now there's photographs of him, but he's trying to say those photographs are his twin. So he said he was fed by a feeding machine that his father invented. And there is a newspaper article that his father did invent a feeding machine for cattle. But it was like a science project or something from what I understand. So in the end, I think this is the end of our road here at Left Undone following Dustin McKissen. He needs our prayers, he needs our thoughts, and his family does as well. I will continue, though, to bring light to the families and crimes that Dustin is actually accusing his father of doing, because there are true victims out there, and I think social media and our communities here in the true crime community are really smart, and we can figure things out. And look at what happened with Gabby Petito. Things were solved because of social media. So we'll stick with that route, and we'll wish Dustin and Megan well and to get well. And thank you all, whether you're new here or old here. I appreciate all the kind followers that I have. There are some really nasty people in this world. They show up in my comments from time to time. All I can do is shake my head and say, I feel sorry for you. Because kindness is a wonderful thing, and we all need to be a little kinder. And don't say things that hurt people, and don't they say things that are mean. And let's put our energy into helping others. I'm a registered nurse. It's what I do every day. It's my calling. And I think there's a lot of people out there that need to sort of step into that mindset of being kind. Thank you for watching Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I will see you soon. Stay safe, stay well,